With JRA, it's never ending. You know, you've got somebody that's been there before, that's built their own business. You get a systemized way of acquiring clients, get a systemized way of acquiring employees, to retain the customers, to get new trucks, what kind of trucks to get, what kind of website you want, what kind of content you want to be posting. All I can say is that it's been a great investment so far. We doubled the sales in 2020 despite the pandemic, and we're scheduled to do it again this year as well.
Welcome everybody. It is Tuesday, 12 noon Eastern time. That means it's time to talk a little junk on Let's Talk Junk, brought to you by Junk Removal Authority. I'm Lee Godbold with Junk Removal Authority, where we help junk removal business owners make more money and live a better life. Excited to have you here today. Hey, if business has picked up a lot of you guys are really busy. Might have been a little slow in July. It's starting to really pick back up. And you guys are looking to no longer be a slave to your telephone. You got to check out our contact center. And we got something really cool going on in the contact center. For years, the last 2 or 3 years, we've been doing it where we answer your calls. We've got a pool of reps. We answer your calls and we book your jobs based on your calendar and your schedule. You no longer have to answer this thing. Well, what's happened is over time, a lot of you guys have gotten larger. So what we actually offer now is a dedicated virtual assistant. So we actually have a pool. You'll have 2 or 3 people that work exclusively for your business. For those of you guys that have a higher volume of jobs, you want a little less of the cookie cutter approach that the JRA Contact Center is, then you'll get a trained rep that understands junk removal. But check this out. They can actually do kind of customizations on what you want done, even outside of just answering the phone. This is individuals that work exclusively for you. We find them, we train them, you use them. That's the JRA Contact Center. Give us a call if you're interested at that, or if you're interested, call us at 919-737-7240. That is 919-737-7240. You can always email us at success@junkra.com as well. And that contact center, that was the very first service we ever came up with JRA. I said, I'm tired of answering this phone during the night. I'm tired of answering this phone when I'm at lunch. I want to have freedom in my life. That contact center, they're your freedom makers. They're going to give you freedom in your life, allow you to book more jobs, and have a hell of a lot more fun. All right, today's exciting topic on Let's Talk Junk is the junk removal business is boring. So what do you mean? Like, why are we doing a topic on why this business is boring? You're probably saying, shoot, I can hardly keep up with what I've got going on. You know, if I'm brand new in business, everything's exciting. And, you know, from an outsider's perspective, when they think of business owners, what do they normally think? Well, they make a lot of money. They have people that work for them. They go on a lot of vacations. They've got boats, cars, all that kind of stuff. And you know what? If you do the right things long enough, maybe you'll eventually get to that. But 99% of junk removal business owners, that's not the case. 99% of them don't have all that fun stuff going on, all the assets going on. Instead, they've got a lot of investments and a lot of stress. And many of us, when we get into business, don't realize that the vast majority of business is boring. So when you first get any business out there, 10% of the stuff you do might be exciting, maybe 20. Somewhere around 80 to 90% is going to be boring stuff. It's going to be stuff such as paying bills, hiring, firing, budgeting, truck maintenance. Now let's take truck maintenance on a little bit further too. So it's not only your regular maintenance, such as oil changes, filter changes, and light changes, changing out clearance lights and all. You've also got checking for cracked windshields, chipped paint, and then we want to do inventory on all of our tools. So we want to take an inventory of tools monthly, every single month. We're taking inventory of tools. Let's say supplies. And here's the deal with these 2 items right here. If you've got a cracked windshield or you've got missing tools, Which team member lost them? Which team member is responsible? And by the way, if they're losing tools, maybe not so much cracking windshields, but if they're losing tools and they're getting, they're damaging paint, they're damaging the side of your truck body by running into stuff and all like that, then you got to do a little mediation, team member mediation. You got to figure out, all right, hey, this is the problem we're having. How are we going to avoid this? This is what's expected of you. And if you don't reach this, then you can't work here anymore. Training, that's another part of it. Team member training. A lot of this going on every single month at minimum. More like every day you should be doing something, but every single month at minimum you should be doing a fairly thorough training session. We just had Sam Schick, that built up a large $10 million a year junk removal business, just went to Minnesota. Now this isn't something we're widely advertising. It's not something we're going to offer a whole lot of. We got a great customer out there in Minnesota, uses all of our services, paid a hefty fee to actually have Sam go out and train each one of his team members on sales techniques. So he came in, he looked at the entire operation that Mitch has got going on. He made a bunch of suggestions, and then he worked with the team members there in person, role-playing different sales scenarios. It went absolutely fantastic. But here's the entire deal. If we don't repeatedly, or if Mitch doesn't repeatedly train his team members on exactly what Sam trained them on, if he doesn't do that, they're going to forget about it. They're not going to do it. Maybe they don't forget. Maybe they don't forget the lessons, but they quit doing it because it's apparently not important enough that we aren't training it every single day. So it's very important once you take on new initiatives that you make it very much a routine. So training needs to be something that's done all the time. That's lifting training. That's sales training. That's driving training. All of this, repetitive. Every single month or every single week or every single day, you're doing some of these tasks. What are some other things that we have to do every single month, week, whatever? If you want to post in comments, you can. If you guys have any questions, always post in comments. I've got a few more things in here. We got these checklists. We have team member checklists we do. The guys have to do them every single day. Then a manager has to make sure they're actually being done and being done to standards. Ensuring marketing materials are going out. So having some system in place, if it's pictures of yard signs, if it's driving the route where your guys said they put out yard signs, if it's coming behind your crews to see if they put out little sticky notes or door hanger flyers after they completed a job, ensuring marketing materials are going out. One of the best ways of doing this is seeing if your guys will actually ask your clients to actually stand in front of the sign with them and give a thumbs up and kind of get a picture or whatever. A lot of clients are willing to do that. You can actually incentivize your crews by saying if you get X number of these pictures within a certain period of time, we'll pay you a certain amount of money. So ensuring marketing materials are going out. We got any comments or questions there, Matt?
Not yet.
And then analyzing marketing. I don't think I had that up here yet, but analyzing marketing. What's working? What do you need to spend more money on? What do you need to spend less on? If something isn't working, what potential stuff can we do to get better results out of it? Maybe not just give up on it immediately. Let's go through a plan to kind of get better performance out of it. These are all things that you must do on a regular basis that are not very exciting. But if you don't do them, what happens is you have a disorganized business and you really, really, really limit your growth. So if you're sitting here looking at all this and you're like, I didn't open a junk removal company. I just kind of want to get on the truck. I wanted to build a successful business. I wanted to grow and expand. I don't want to have to do all of this stuff that's up here. The neat thing is as a business owner, especially if you're a visionary business owner, if you're not considered an operator, then what you can do is you can find somebody to do these tasks for you. And that's absolutely critical. So most business owners, as a general rule, are a lot of them you're fairly entrepreneurial. You might not be an excellent operator. What I've learned is ideas are plentiful. There's no shortage of ideas. What there's a shortage of is execution. And if you're somebody that is not a long-term operator, you like the excitement, you like to build, you'd like to expand into new markets, expand into new services, what you have to do is you have to find somebody or find a team of people that can carry out all the tasks that were just up on this board on a daily and weekly basis. So find you an operations guy. What makes a good operations guy? A good operations guy is somebody that enjoys systems, stability, likes people, those are three good traits of enjoys systems, following consistent systems, stability, likes people. This individual might not even be a huge fan of change, especially in some of these businesses. You know, some of the stuff that you're doing every single day or every single month, the stuff doesn't change. The numbers might change, the people you deal with change, but the overall function of what you're doing does not change. And for many of us, that's not exciting. That's not what you enjoy doing. So this individual sometimes isn't the easiest thing in the world to find. But the first place you're absolutely going to look is from the team members that are on your truck. So when you're analyzing your team members, if you have team members that are very good with customers, that do a good job making sure they don't lose tools, that aren't damaging property, that their truck, they're keeping good care of their truck. If they're following the systems that you've kind of created, because when you first start a business, you're probably not going to have this person. You're going to have to be an operator for at least a period of time. The neat thing is when you first start, it's exciting. It just, after you've done it for a long period of time, it becomes kind of mundane. So you set these systems in place and you find a guy that is following it pretty consistently. And then you come to him and you start giving him tasks. Not all of these tasks that were listed up there, but some individual tasks. And you reward him for that by paying him a few dollars an hour more, maybe eventually putting him on salary, offering regular bonuses when certain goals are achieved. We did a live episode a few weeks ago on compensation packages. It might have been last week. You know, some of the things we talked about in terms of comp for your op guy. We're not going to go into this in detail because, like I said, if you just look back a week or two and we had one on compensation plans. Number of reviews in a quarter, so that's customer reviews. Revenue, so if they achieved a revenue target, net profit margin target, you might say if you hit 17% or you go over 20%, then we'll pay out X amount. All truck maintenance completed on time. Find some way of measuring that. So what happens when you find this guy is your management responsibilities are not over, but instead of having to manage your entire team, you now eventually, once this individual has taken on a lot of those or most of those day-to-day tasks, or at least he's managing other people that might be doing some of those day-to-day tasks. So once you expand and you get to $1 million, sort of, but you get to $5 million a year business, you're gonna have a lot of, you're gonna have some layers of management up top. You get to $10 million a year business, you're gonna have a lot of layers of management up top. So what you're looking at that point is if you're somebody that just feels constrained in a general day-to-day business operations and you wanna work on the expansion of the company, growth into new markets, new services, whatever, then you've got to find that strong person in Traction or the EOS system, they call that an integrator. And that individual is almost just an extension of you carrying out your vision, the company dreams and aspirations, the company values, they're carrying that out and they're putting it into manageable chunks and actually ensuring that all the day-to-day stuff is being done right. So it's very, very critical to find that individual unless you're one of the rare people that's both a visionary as well as an operator. It is also an excellent opportunity for your truck teams to advance. Your really, really good guys in your truck teams are looking for advancement. So you should be recognizing them and figuring out, hey, do I have a position available for them? And this is an excellent one for them to move into. We got any questions or comments or anything? No. Awesome, guys. So the only thing I just want to reiterate, business is boring. It should be boring. If your junk removal business is not boring, at least when you look the majority of it, the majority of the tasks that actually get done, not necessarily the things you work on, but if you look at all the tasks of that company has, your junk removal business has, if it's not boring, you're doing something incorrectly. You got too much instability going on. The company should be pretty stable after the first few months, especially the first 6 months of operation. So make sure it's boring, find that person to carry out those tasks. That way you can keep things exciting, doing the things you enjoy doing, while the person that enjoys operating is doing the things they enjoy doing. Appreciate everybody watching. We do this every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Time. If you guys have any questions at all, if we can help you on anything, give us a call at 919-737-7240. You can also always check us out at JRA.com. We'll see you next week.